Here's Johnny.
Welcome to my nightmare.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Let me play with this, Daddy.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Fear Freaks podcast. I'm Braden.
I'm Destiny.
And we are the Fear Freaks. So tonight we got another fun topic. Happy Death Day to you. Speaking of which, before we get any further, I hope that everyone had a great week. It's Thursday. It's Friday Junior. If you guys haven't had a chance yet to see the most recent episode, Texas Chainsaw Massacre review is now on iTunes, Spotify, all that kind of good stuff. You can listen in on it there, or you guys can watch it live, or you can watch the now former live broadcast here on the channel.
That was smooth.
Yeah,
like
right.
That.
Yeah,
Totally.
so boom. Look, I feel like I was smooth at first, and then it just kind of was like
just derailed. Yeah.
I sensed the sarcasm in your voice, literally, like right there. I was just like, "Yep, that was absolutely horrible." I'm kind of tired today. I don't know. Like, it's Thursday, so it's like I don't know. I feel like it was like I honestly thought earlier it was Wednesday, and then I found out it was Thursday, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, let's go. Friday Junior. So
almost there.
I know we are almost there. Destiny, how's your week going? And I hope everyone here has had a great week so far too. How is your week?
It's been okay. Been a little stressful, but trying to get my mind off of it. So it's been okay.
Okay, been okay. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, we've got a fun topic tonight, so there's that. I mean, honestly, I think this is a first episode that we've done that this was actually a first time watch for literally both of us. And I think that we, minus Texas Chainsaw or any of the new movies that we're going to do, but I think that this is the first time that a movie's actually been out, I should say, that, we're doing that. It's our first time watch together. So, we actually both watched it today. Destiny watched it this morning, and I watched it sporadically throughout today. I did actually have to go back, because I was watching it and then I had something come up, and then, I had to come back and watch it. So I had to go back a few scenes, just kind of make sure that I, remembered everything. Because I'm not going to lie, this is a movie that if you're not really paying attention to based on all of the science shit that happens within it, it's one that you can actually get kind of confused on as to what the hell is going on and what the ultimate goal of the movie is. But I will say, Destiny, you want to kind of give some quick recap of what your thoughts are on the first Happy Death Day before we get into To You?
Yes, I loved the first one. Thought it was so much fun. It's emotional, which I wasn't expecting that first time I watched it. I love Tree. I love the art that we get to see her go through. So I love it. I think I gave that a 4 out of 5, I believe. So
4 out of 5.
Really high up there for me. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, no, I definitely too really enjoy the first Happy Death Day. I can't lie, nervous going into this one because I did really enjoy the first one, and I'm never necessarily too sure how sequels are going to play out. I gave Happy Death Day an avid Halloween partier, which is like a B+ or an A- on my list. I think that it's just one of those you can pop on and just have a lot of fun with. And I think that was one of those movies where we talked about it's kind of a good movie to get people that aren't necessarily so into horror because it's not really horror. And I'm not gonna lie, To You was not that. There was bare minimal horror in this movie. There was some implemented, but it's mostly just a mystery and trying to really figure out how to get Tree back into another dimension. And I really enjoyed that. Happy Death Day to You, I fucking loved. I loved every bit of it. And I'm not going to lie, I think that this actually is a sequel that is better than the first one, in my opinion. I actually liked it. I was watching it so closely, and I'm just sitting there. It could just be because it's a first time watch. We're talking about another Christopher Landon movie at the end or sometime in April, I think. I think it's at the whenever we're talking. Oh, March, end of March. oh, here I am thinking it's March. What's wrong with me today? Like, am I in another dimension right now?
Maybe that's what it is. These movies kind of fuck me up a little bit. Not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
right. Like, I mean, there's like so much thinking and everything like that was like going on like with it. But yeah, we're talking about another Christopher Landon movie, Freaky, at the end of March, and maybe my opinion will change. I don't know, because I do actually want to watch this again. It's rare for me to like watch a movie and be like, oh my god, I actually really really want to watch it again, like as soon as I can. Because I had so much fun with it. Like this, I like how it didn't change very much from the first one. It had a good feel to it. It still felt right. It still felt like the first movie did, which I really appreciated. So, what did you think of Happy Death Day 2?
Again, I loved it. I think I gave it a 3 out of 5, 3.5 out of 5. But the more I think about it, I think I'm going to change it to a 4. I think I like them pretty much evenly. And also, like, because a lot of people I posted about on Twitter, a lot of people said that they didn't really care for it. And, like, I guess I can understand that if you're going in expecting the original. But me watching it today, I knew this was more of a sci-fi sort of movie, and it wasn't so horror. So I was already expecting that, and I think that really helped, because I'm sure, like, when you're at the theaters watching it for the first time, you're like, wait, where's the stuff from the first one? But
Yeah.
like you said, I think this one still had like the same tone. It still felt heartfelt, maybe even more heartfelt. I like that those smaller characters kind of get a bigger role in this movie and how well it connects to the original. So I thought it was great. I really want to do a double feature of these at some point.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, now that I have both of them on Blu-ray, because I bought the Blu-ray about a month ago specifically for this episode, and I find it hilarious that I just watched it today. Like, I mean, I did want it fresh in my head, though. I actually like it because I just finished this like an hour ago. So, like, I've just kind of been thinking about it. I even turned it off. I turned on Call of Duty, and I'm just sitting there just like silently playing, just thinking about like, this movie in my head. Like, before we go any further, everybody, what's going on? Shaheem of the Dead, how's it going? Good Real, how are you? Brandon, what's up? I did see a couple. Marsha, I hope that I said that correctly. How's it going? I think that because I said that I liked this one more, like I saw Brandon say, whoa. And then I saw Good Real. He says cough, cough, what? Almost choked on my drink. You know what? My opinion. I honestly think that I liked it more. Again, it could change. It could just be because I'm high on it right now because I just finished it today. But I thought that the story and the characters, there were a lot of really great, good character building moments throughout the course of this film. Like the film opens and I thought it was going to go one direction. I thought it was mostly going to focus on Ryan, and it didn't. And then it all kind of comes back to, focusing on Tree, because it's like, she's obviously the one that this happened to in the first movie. And then like Ryan has this device, I think it's called Sissy. Sissy, yeah. Like where I guess it, could open the multiverse to other dimensions. Like, so here I am thinking Marvel, oh my gosh, and
Yes.
oh, go ahead.
Oh, that's why I'm saying, which I know they've been talking about it since Freaky came out, doing like some sort of crossover. I think it would be like so easy to do that with what they set up in the second one, because that's all we need. They can just like accidentally, how they do in No Way Home, accidentally bring in Millie and maybe the Bitchfield killer. Like it could be from that same night from Freaky. So if they don't do it, man, missed opportunity. I think
Honestly,
they really
having
should.
seen this film, because like I remember during the first Happy Death Day stream, we were talking about that, and neither of us had seen this one, so I think both of us were just kind of like, okay, how can this work? But having seen this film, it can 100% work. Like all that needs to happen is that whoosh, right? Kind of like in No Way Home, like you were saying, it just needs to go whoosh, and bam, you bring in Millie from Freaky, and then voila, you have yourself a nice little crossover. Like it could bring Babyface into that world. It could bring the killer from Freaky into this world. Maybe it can all take place at Bayfield, which would honestly be kind of cool. You know, to like, I like the college. I like movies that, you know, take place in like one central location. Like, you know, like I think that also saves money for studios. And I think that Happy Death Day has done a great job with really kind of utilizing it. I mean, every character pretty much that you saw during the day of Tree's, like, you know, live through, every character had to reprise their role in this movie, whether it was like the little role of the girl saying save global warming, you know, or something. Like everybody had to come back. Like even the drunk dudes in the middle of the quad like that were playing the game, they all had to come back too. So, and that could have very well just been leftover footage from Happy Death Day, but I honestly think that they all did come back, because like there were some minute changes, but it was nothing that was like, oh my gosh. So yeah. Like, I mean, that it was just really cool, because I thought that you were gonna say something, but you know, or
I
you
was
looked like you were
making sure you're finished,
yeah,
and then
you
there was
looked
an
like
awkward pause.
you looked like you were gearing up to say something. So
I was
no
just
more awkward
listening.
pauses,
I
huh?
was just listening to you, so in depth, I guess. I love that too. I love all those characters coming back, because they really make this feel like we are in the same movie. Even like the girl that's at the sorority, and she always like waves to Tree, and Tree never like really pays attention to her till like the end of the first one. I love that she had to come back, because it's something so small, but it just makes it feel just like you're continuing that day all over again, which I love. And like you said, I really love in this one how we start with Ryan, someone who we did get to see a fair amount in the first one, but because it's that same day, you don't get to see too much of his character. But in this one, he plays a bigger role, which I love. I also love that first kill of Babyface. You take it off, it's another Ryan, which I forgot that happened. I was like, oh shit, like that's cool. And I like whenever he was like, he called him like fake Ryan and stuff. Like he was so funny. And I like that, you know, as soon as he's like, I feel like I've lived this day before, Tree and Carter were both just like, oh shit, like it's happening again. And how well it connects to the original, how we find out the reason that there's blackouts in the original is because of Sissy. The whole reason all this happened was because of Sissy. She opened a time loop, I guess that's what they called it, just like a loop. So I like how well that connects to the first one, because it answers so many questions that you could have from the original. They're answered here, which I thought was just so much fun. I think they really nailed this movie. It's kind of surprising, you know, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but to see people that like really don't like it, I'm just like, really?
Yeah.
We're like still in the same world. Like the characters are still great. We get to see Lori do some more stuff. We get to see Danielle in a different sort of side to how she is in the original, which I love. So there's so much more depth going on. So I was just like, huh.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I loved it.
Yeah, I agree to that. You know, I think that it was really cool to kind of see other characters take on different, like, you know, nicer roles or more beneficial roles to the plot than, you know, just kind of being there because they were in Tree's, you know, sorority, or, you know, just being there because they were there when Tree woke up, but they actually more served, you know, more of an integral plot. I also really appreciated the fact that it took her back to the 18th, and literally, like, you know, she had to go through that again and really get to know everybody again. And like, you know, Carter, he's just such a damn likable character.
Yeah, I feel like his character doesn't change at all, but that's just because he's always been a nice guy, you know?
Yeah.
So I love Carter. I think he's so sweet and so cute. I love him.
Like there's actually a few moments in this movie where I actually screen recorded it and sent it to Abby, because like there's the one scene in the cafeteria when they're talking and like they're like, you know what this kind of reminds me of? Back to the Future 2. And he goes, yeah. Like, you know, they fist bump, and then like Tree's just like looking at him, and then he goes with Marty McFly, Doc. The DeLorean, sorry. Like, like, that is literally Abby to a fucking T when I'm talking about movies. It's like she has no idea at all. And I'm just like, you've never seen Back to the Future? Like,
To be fair, I just watched that last year for the first time, so.
Yeah, well,
I've seen
get on it. Get on it. Yeah, you have seen it,
That's like me with so many movies that aren't horror. There's so many of these like big movies that I'm like, I don't know. Bailey will be like, this movie. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, how can you have that bookshelf, but you haven't seen this? I was like, well, have you fucking ever seen Hack-O-Lantern? I don't think so. And guess who has? This girl. So
I've never seen Hack-O-Lantern.
Get on it. It's on Shudder. It's trying to make out with me. It's a fun time. I'll say that.
Okay, Hack-O-Lantern. All right, I'll get on that. But yeah, like there was that moment that reminded me of just myself, like, but there was another. I too actually have a night guard, like, because I grind my teeth at night. So like I found that fucking hysterical when she was like, and what the hell are you always looking for under that desk? And he goes, oh, my night guard. I grind my teeth at night.
I love that because we see him do it in every time she wakes up. He's always standing back up. I fucking love that we find out what it was. And it was just a mouth guard. Again, a little question. What the fuck is he doing? Just looking for his damn night guard.
Yeah.
That had me laughing.
I mean, I was laughing. I literally had to rewind that to screenshot that and send that to Abby too, because like I was like, dude, this is fucking hilarious. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, this kid's like an on-screen version of me, dude. Like, but no, Carter, I mean, you're right. His characterization didn't necessarily change too much just because he's always been like, he definitely had more of an arc because he was part of that whole journey that Tree went through in the first movie, and then like that's how she ended up falling in love with her. Or love with him, not her. Yeah, with him. But yeah, like I just think that he's always been that nice guy. You can tell that he's always going to be there for you. I definitely thought that Bree was not the right girl for him, or is it Bree? Am I right
Danielle?
on that? Danielle. Fuck, I don't know why I thought of Bree.
You said Bree. I said, wait, who is he talking about?
No, yeah, Danielle. Didn't think that at all. And then we find out that Danielle's cheating on him. I was just like...
And using him. So she's nicer in this one for sure, but she's still not that great, But she is a lot nicer than she is in the first one. But she's cheating on Carter and pretty much just using him to get good grades.
Unreal. Carter deserves so much better.
Yes.
He deserves Tree. Tree is actually going to treat him right. And it's funny because Tree actually, I mean, I know that when we talked about the first one, she definitely had a big character arc from being bitched to, a nice girl. And I think in this movie, she is a nice girl, but she also has a huge character arc when we find out that her mom is alive in this other dimension. And that literally... I saw that and I was like, oh my God. Like I felt like, cause like, I think it's like 40 minutes or something like that when we like see that. And then it's like the whole remainder of the movie. That's a pretty big piece of, that latter half of the film. And like the scenes like with them together, like, I mean, like, I just couldn't help but like, I felt like a lump in my throat, like, just like hearing like, the dialogue that was going on between them, because like, I thought that was fucking awesome. I thought that was absolutely brilliant to kind of give her, because at first it seems like that easy decision. She knows that she's going back, but then she sees her mom's alive and you're just like, what? Like, that's crazy. So
good. It was so good, which I knew that her mom was in this one going in. And I was like, fuck. Because I'm watching it at work. I was like, I cannot cry. I do not want to cry right now. And I've said it before. If there's any sort of parent involved in a horror movie and is dead, I'm going to be crying. Which I didn't cry. I was happy. I think if I were to watch this at home alone, I'm definitely going to be crying because I won't have any noise around me, and I could just sit there with my feelings.
Yeah.
But I knew it was coming, but still, as soon as it happened, I was just like, damn, because that's tough, you know. That is a tough decision.
Mm-hmm.
I've already said it before, like my dad's passed away, and it's just like I don't know how I'd react. As soon as, she sees her mom, she's like touching her face. She's like, oh my God. Because, you don't think that's ever going to happen again.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a hard decision. And one might be like, why would you not stay with your parent that's alive? But Tree is her because she lost her mom, Like, I know I would be a different person if I didn't lose my dad. And when she's going through the photos, her mom's showing her the photos, and she's like, I don't remember any of this because those aren't her memories. And so I could see why she chose to go back and work on her future instead of holding on to the past, because she's who she is because of what she went through. And, I'm happy that she went back because she got to say her goodbyes. And that's
Mm-hmm.
what Carter tells her, like, you get to do the one thing people don't get to do, and you get to say goodbye. And that scene, I was like, fuck. I didn't go to the bathroom, and I guess it was more of like, it's like I was crying, but I wasn't crying. I was just like, okay,
Yeah.
you're
You're,
good. And then I went
you're,
out of the
you're like,
bathroom.
hold it in. Hold it in.
Literally, I was
I
like,
can't cry right now.
I gave myself 5 seconds to act like I was crying, and I was just like, let's go out now. But it was so sweet. I really like that they chose to do that. I thought that was a great decision because it sets it up in the original, and that's kind of why she is the way she is. And to see her with her mom, and her mom just seemed like such a good mom, good person. And
Yeah.
that really sucks. But I don't know. I love that part.
Yeah.
It's
I
emotional.
mean, another thing I can really applaud, just for the production team and, just everybody involved with this film is they really did a great job at the fucking attention to detail. Like, I was honestly mostly watching that like a freaking hawk, like, in this movie. Cause like, I mean, and this movie isn't perfect, guys. We're going to talk about some stuff, here soon that like I saw some issues with. Most of it has to do with the third act, and really that just kind of abrupt ending. But for the most part, this movie is very, very well detail oriented. I thought that, everything, with her waking up again in the morning and just like even having Carter overlooking under the desk and just having everybody kind of be placed like where they were and everything. I thought that everything was so well executed. The hospital played another big part in this movie as well, because it's like everything that happened on the day in the first Happy Death Day was happening again on this day, but they had to figure out how to close this time loop. And there was that science-y side of it, which I appreciated. I think that's the reason I liked this one more, is because there was like, I know that I said it in the initial one, and I saw people commenting like in the chat during that episode too, saying that if I am big into science and stuff, that I was going to really enjoy To You. And I think that that's why I really do, because I liked the explaining. I don't know, like I saw that like when he went into the quantum lab and stuff like that, like my immediate brain was like, oh my God, he's at Dr. Pym's lab from Ant-Man or whatever. Like, like it's like quantum physics. And
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you? Yeah, because you've seen Ant-Man, right? Yeah,
I
so
did in theaters.
that's the one that you've seen, the one, and
Yes.
you saw No Way Home. So
Yeah.
there's that. But nobody go after her. It's okay. She did
Don't
warn
at
me.
me.
She did warn me. She texted me. She was like, "You're gonna be mad at me," and I was like, "Fucking why?" I was like, "You're seeing Spider-Man, aren't you?"
Yeah.
I said that you can go. I was like, you know what? This is one that you can be in a theater to see.
And I'm glad I was. I'm glad I was, because that great experience.
Yeah, it's so much fun, and you said it was a sold out show too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Completely packed.
Yeah. See, like, I mean, those are the best types of, experiences that you want to get. So I'm glad that you had a chance to see that on the big screen. But yeah, like kind of reverting back to this movie, like with the science-y stuff, I really enjoyed all of, the science discussion and I don't know what algorithm they were putting on the board or anything like that. They never really explained that, like they like were just kind of like going through it and was just kind of like, okay, these guys are the professionals. They know what they're talking about. If they say that there's something wrong, that there's something wrong. They never really get into that, which, you know, some people can kind of maybe nitpick if they really wanted to and just be like, well, it just looks like mumbo jumbo on the screen. That's what fucking science looks like on a whiteboard, though. Like, it just looks.
You know what it reminded me of? From
What?
21 Jump Street.
Oh.
When he's writing, just a bunch of floors. Fuck you, science.
Yeah. Fuck
Whenever
you,
I
science.
saw them all writing, I was like, 21
yeah.
Jump Street.
Oh my god. Oh, I love that movie too. That movie is
Me too.
so. That was one of my, I think, favorite theater experiences of all time. Was seeing that on the big screen. It was so funny. Oh
Such
man.
a great movie.
But yeah, I could definitely see, you know, what you mean, like with just the board covered in and everything. There was one surprise cast member for me in this, and that was the girl from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like, I had no idea she was in this, and as soon as she came on screen, I was just like, oh shit. I'm like, I just saw her in a movie. I was like, I just saw her in Texas Chainsaw this past weekend.
Yeah, yesterday, me and a few friends on Instagram, we did a live, and Victoria had said she was in Happy Death Day movie. And I was like, I don't remember seeing her in the first one. But then as I was watching this today, as soon as I saw her, I was like, that's what Victoria was talking about. I was like, that makes sense. So, and I've watched the kill count for this movie before I saw it, but I still did not remember that being her. I remember seeing the other two scientist students, but I didn't remember that being her. So I was like, oh shit, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Making our way through some horror.
Yeah, I definitely, I thought the same thing. Like, I was just like, this is super, super odd. I didn't know that she had done anything else before Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So, you know, but I really didn't know a whole lot going into this movie about this. Like, I didn't remember any of the trailers. I tried not to look up anything about it, you know, so like I went in with a completely open mind. I know that my family has seen this movie, and they all loved it. And this was my first time watching it. And, you know, I honestly didn't think it was going to be better than the first one, or I didn't think I was going to think it would be better than the first one, but I just really had no expectations for it because I liked the first one so much. So, you know, just kind of like watching it play through, I was like, you know, there are, in a way, it's kind of like It Chapter 2 in a way, because it's like there's a lot of stuff that's embedded from it that like you have to, you know, kind of go back and see again from the first one. Like It Chapter 2, it kind of goes back and like all of the kids have their moment again with Pennywise, kind of like that was what they did in the first one. It was like every kid, like there was a scene with them with Pennywise and how he was kind of like manipulating their lives and everything. And then in It Chapter 2, we saw as adults, they would kind of go back and relive some of the experiences again. I feel like that's kind of what we did here with Tree. It's like we had to again watch her have to kill herself over and over and over and over again. Except this time it was just more her killing herself instead of Babyface actually being responsible for killing her. Yeah. So, you know, there were some changes, which obviously I appreciated, but I think that if like you really want to nitpick, you know, like that was just like something that we knew was going to happen going in, I'm sure. But yeah, I just thought that was kind of repetitive from the first one, but ultimately I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching, you know, the fun that she had, like when she took the blow dryer and dropped it in the bathtub.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you which one is your favorite, because I wrote all of them, I believe, down.
Oh, you wrote them all down?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, guess which one was my favorite. I texted you, I'm pretty sure, like right after, like I was like, I fall in love with Tree more by the second. Can you guess which one?
Oh, was it the wood chipper one, or was it the plain one?
It was definitely the plain one.
The plain one was great.
Oh,
that one's probably my
100%. Because as soon as I saw Danielle and Carter making out on the bench, I'm like, she's about to land right in front of him. What I was not expecting was the slow motion of her just like flipping off the camera.
So good.
Oh my god, it was so good. And I just love like how everybody else has the proper attire on. Like I wasn't sure. didn't know that she was gonna come like that. I was just like,
Yep, she said,
I was like, well, I was like,
might as well. And it's a good like sort of callback to the first one when she walks out when she's like completely naked. And so this was like kind of funny to like, she's still hot and still doing crazy shit.
hot and doing crazy shit. Carter
I
is
love it.
fucking lucky as hell.
Yeah, for real. Dude, my favorite, I think my favorite part from her in this movie was when she wakes up that first day again and she's like pissed off at, what's his name? Ryan. She's pissed off at Ryan and Ryan's like, he does not know what he did. And when she's walking outside and they're following her and she's just like screaming and she doesn't stop screaming.
Yeah.
And she's screaming like, everyone, and she takes the global warming thing and like throws it. And she's like, a simple no would have been nice or something.
And then
I
she's
couldn't
like,
stop laughing.
sorry.
Yeah, she's sorry. You could tell like she means it, but she's also so frazzled. That moment I couldn't stop laughing.
And then the gay dude came around. She goes, "You're gay."
Yes, you're gay. And it's just,
oh, she just.
and
was
I like
not
when they're at
having
the
it.
basketball game, and she's like, gives him like a thumbs up.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, so cute. Like, oh my god, it was so
Yeah.
funny just to see her relive everything again, because she goes through funny parts, sad parts, angry parts. She really handles every emotion so well.
Yeah, at first, honestly, at the basketball game, I was like, who the fuck she smiling at like that? Carter's sitting right there. And then it took me a minute to register. I was like, oh, that's the gay dude from the first one. And then we saw him again later on.
Yeah.
And like, I thought that was the only time we were going to see him. But honestly, as soon as I saw her walking, I'm like, here comes that gay dude.
Here he comes.
I'm like, here he comes. How's she going to react? And she fucking screams.
She's so angry that it's all happening again.
Oh, so mad.
So
like, I mean, well,
good.
how could you not be like you survived that all the first time, like you don't, it's not something that you want to do again, like it can be very tiring. And obviously like towards the latter half of the movie, like she even explains, when this shit, like when shit just keeps getting in the way, when shit just like keeps like happening to like where, honestly, I thought that the like last part of the movie was actually going to take place back in the main dimension, like in her like home world, basically. Like the fact I'm saying this is definitely making this seem like a sci-fi movie, like
yeah, that's what someone asked me like what were my thoughts on it, because I posted on Twitter and I was just like, it's definitely more of a sci-fi angle, but I appreciate. And someone said, it's really interesting to have an original movie and then a sequel be like pretty much different genres, because there's still a little bit of slasher stuff, but I think it's mainly because Tree is killing herself each time. You don't get that chance to have more slasher moments. But I like that they kind of did it a little bit different. I think she does a couple in the original, but this time it's every time she dies, she's doing it. So she's not fucking having to die at the hands of the baby face. So, and I agree. I think it's really interesting that they kind of took it a different direction. And I really appreciate that they did that, because if you don't like the sci-fi stuff, then you can watch the original, or vice versa.
Yeah, but I mean, I still think that this has more of a mystery element too, because it's like, you're like thinking like, how are they gonna, go about doing this? And if it's not her roommate, who's it gonna be, like this time around? And like, there were Easter eggs. Now I knew who it was gonna be only because I was having a conversation with my mom about it, and I was talking about this in our first stream that we did for the first movie. And she goes, yeah, like she was like, wasn't that crazy? I was like, well, I haven't seen the movie. She goes, wait, what? I was just like, I just guessed. You didn't have to tell me. So, and she goes, oh my God, I'm sorry. Like, but I figured that it was coming. I was more curious to see why it was going to be him. And then his wife being involved in it too was a huge, I didn't see that one coming at all. Like, I was just like, oh, okay. But that whole thing lasted
2 seconds.
Like 2 seconds. Like, yeah, that literally lasted about as long as fucking not Hawkins thing, the Dr. Sartain thing did in Halloween.
Literally.
Like it literally was like,
I'm the bad
yep,
guy.
yep, fucking gets killed the next scene. Like
Worth it for sure.
yeah. But I gotta say, I definitely had I had an idea that it was like him from the get-go because I figured that he would want revenge on Tree or something like that. But the whole reasoning behind it, he had no idea who the fuck she was. So
Which I thought that was pretty cool. I was just like, okay, because she's like confronting him about some stuff, and he's like, "Who are you?"
yeah.
And that's kind of cool. And then in this timeline, like you said, like her name is Lori, right? I'm just calling her Lori. That's the
Who?
roommate's her
Yeah.
roommate.
Yeah.
Okay, making sure. But like you said, Lori's not the killer in this one because she sees Lori die. Because that first scene with them, she's like really suspicious of her. It's like, "Where's my cupcake?" And Lori's just like, "Oh, I didn't make you a cupcake, but happy birthday, gotta go." And she tells Lori, like, "I've been there before with a married man. Like, you don't have to do this." And I guess she calls it off. And I kind of like how it's still like the same thing from the original. Lori's killing Tree because of the doctor. But this one, the doctor is killing Lori because of the affair. And then the wife's helping to kind of cover it up.
Mhm.
So I like that it's still the same thing. It's just different angles, like different perspectives of what's going on. So I really like that they kept it so similar, but still different.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. And I got to give Christopher Landon a round of applause for this one because, I mean, he co-wrote the first one and he wrote and directed this one. So he obviously had something in his mind from the first one to like where he was like, okay, this is how we're going to go about doing it. I want to see him do more. I really do. I've had so much fun with all of his most recent films, Happy Death Day 2, Freaky. Fucking if they want to do like a universe with this, please let him just have it. Like, just give it to him. Blumhouse, Blumhouse does such a good job with these just fun going, slasher films. They've been doing good work since Insidious. Insidious was like the first big Blumhouse production that I saw. And I just remember seeing it being freaked the fuck out. With it. That was one of those movies like where I saw and like I left the theater at night and was like at my house and I was just like, had the shivers and everything. So, yeah, I've been a fan of like Blumhouse since then. And, I thought that in the early 2010s, they were doing stuff like Insidious and everything like that, that was, I feel like, more like their main horror realm. Like if they do anything paranormal wise, I think that's like, Paranormal Activity came out in 2009, right? Blumhouse was involved with that too.
Yeah. I think that was their very first thing. That's like what started.
I think so too. So Paranormal Activity then was my first Blumhouse experience then.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had movies coming out like, Insidious and all that shit. And so I thought that they were doing really good with horror and whatnot. But now I feel like now that they're trying to regain, the like slasher properties and everything, I know that Blum has trying to been getting a hold of Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th. Like I don't want each movie to feel like the same exact thing. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that there needs to be like other companies. Like I truly do think A24 can make a fucking fantastic Friday the 13th movie. If I'm being completely honest, I think that might be the right route to take. I'm excited to see what they do with X in April. That's April, right? I think that's April, or is that?
It might be March.
I don't know, but whenever that comes out, I'm excited to see what they do with that. But all of their movies I've left. And I've had fucking I've just had so many thoughts. So, I would be curious to see, what another company can do with like those properties. I don't think Blumhouse will be good with Nightmare or Friday, in my opinion.
Especially for me, not Nightmare. I feel like maybe Friday the 13th, if they are going to go more of the 80s route and have them a little bit more fun, if it's something that not that like feels like Happy Death Day, but like if the characters were how they are in this movie, in that environment, but just like fun, likable characters with some stories, some arcs, I
Mhm.
wouldn't be too mad. But Nightmare on Elm Street, I don't know
Yeah.
about that.
No, I just don't think that they would be good with that. Like, I mean, I truly do think that they've built a good enough world here to like where they can continue to do films like this and, just have some fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't necessarily know how this did at the box office. I was
Oh,
texting my, oh,
oh,
you
sorry.
wrote it? You wrote it?
Yes, yes. From the internet, it says 64.6 million. That's what the
Okay.
internet said. So,
And what was the budget? Do you know? Did you write down the budget?
no, I didn't see the budget.
All right.
But I think compared to the original, didn't the original do like 120 something? Wasn't it like, it was pretty high, I thought. So I think this one happened, even though, if that's right, that's still a lot of money.
Budget was $9 million. That's estimated of nine million for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it says that the gross in US and Canada was 28 million, 64 million worldwide. So I mean, it's not the worst. I'm sure Blumhouse might have wanted to see it do better.
Yeah, especially after the hype of the original.
Yeah.
I think they were really expecting to make more. That's still not like bad at all. They
It's
still
not.
fucking cleared their budget, but I can understand compared to the original and this one making I think like half of what the original one made. It's not great to see it go down so drastically, but they still made their money back
They did
and
by
then
like
some.
they cleared it by in the US and Canada alone, they
Yeah.
cleared it by almost 20 million. So, I mean that's a success if you ask me. You can literally fucking make a whole nother movie with that money. So
Yeah.
there's that. I mean, that literally funded, I'm sure some of that money funded Halloween, the next Halloween that was made for like 9 million or something like that.
Hmm.
So, and then Halloween just fucking gets them all that money back. So,
There
you
you
know,
go.
but yeah, like, I mean, I think that, I don't think that that's bad. It could have obviously done better. And I obviously see why they're being very hesitant right now about announcing, oh, Happy Death Day 3 is coming. And I can mostly see why, even though that they've been pretty vocal about it based on this ending. The ending, honestly, I thought they were going to wake up. I thought there was going to be a little bit more, and it just kind of ends. Like she hugs Carter, and that's really it. And I was just kind of like, it was like written and directed by Christopher Landon. I was like, wait, what? I
Okay.
was I was like, okay, that's
That's
the
an
ending.
end. Yeah, okay.
There it is. So she made it. She said that she told Carter that she was coming back for one reason, and then she hugs him, and there's the ending.
And they
So
lived happily ever after.
yeah, well, I mean,
The
we'll
end.
see. Yeah, we're gonna see, right?
Or will they?
Yeah, or will they? Like, is Babyface going to be coming back? There really wasn't a whole lot of Babyface in this movie. Like, there was, I'd say, like there's like in the beginning there was, but like after that, like
No, we see Lori get killed by Babyface, and then Carter gets killed by Babyface, but we don't get to see that.
no.
Tree sees it on the news,
Hmm.
and then because that's the night she's supposed to go back, and they're about to fucking do the countdown. And I like that though, like she drives into the power plant, I guess, and she comes back and her hair's like out to here because she got electrocuted. That was a nice touch.
Yeah, yeah. Like there's a lot of nice touches throughout this one, and I just think that it's a very very fun, lighthearted movie. That's honestly one thing I'm trying to convince Abby to do is watch these horror movies that aren't necessarily horror because
Mhm.
she's not big into them. And I'm just like, I promise you, you're actually going like it's not what you think. Now, sure, the Blu-ray cover looks super scary because it's like you got Babyface in the shadows, and it's like he's holding up a cupcake, but there's no blood on the cupcake. It's just a red velvet cupcake with a goddamn 2 on it. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Like
You
I
got a
mean,
cupcake?
It's like me. It's like I overestimate situations very greatly. Like, I mean, I'm always terrified of like doing something and I get there to do it and it's not that bad. Like,
That's
I'm like, oh, this
100%.
isn't, I'm like, oh, this isn't bad. You
Hmm.
know, like this is like, this is easy. Like, what, like, why the hell did, like, why was I freaking out? You know? I mean,
Exactly.
one of the most recent movies I can think of that I did this to was The Grudge from 2020. You know, so 2 years ago, I was so. I mean, The Grudge scared the fuck out of me as a kid. So yeah, scared the bejesus out of me. And I mean, like to the point like where I had like nightmares for like 6 months after like watching it. Like I would always like anytime I would shower, I would like go by my parents' attic and I would just like, like run by it. Like, like I'd be like, or I'd like look at it and I just fucking stick my middle finger up at it and be like, fuck you. But I was also scared that like
Fuck
that was
you, runs away.
that it was gonna trigger it and like then she was like gonna come out of the attic and I like at that point I was gonna be a little bitch. Like if
Yeah,
something came
for
out
sure.
if something came out of that attic, I'm like, yeah, I'm not fucking with you. Not at all. So but I either way, like I thought going into like, granted it was the first weekend of a January movie and like, I was just so fucking scared of it. Like, and I went with my friends who were also all scared of The Grudge growing up. Like I remember like my buddy Blair, he was sitting next to this other girl that was there with us and then she asked him a question and he like this is like as the credits are starting and literally like he's like don't fucking talk to me like right now he's like shut the fuck up.
Literally, don't be asking no fucking questions.
He's
Watch
like
the movie.
yeah
We'll
really
talk
like
after.
yeah. So well I mean it wasn't even that, it was just that he was so scared he didn't want
Oh,
to verbalize anything. Like he was like don't fucking talk to me. Like he's just
that's
sitting
so
there.
funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean like and then like about halfway through the movie I looked at my buddy Missile who was sitting right next to me and I was like, yo, is it me? Or is this movie really fucking boring? He goes, I'm so bored right now, dude. Like, I was like, okay, so it's not just me. So yeah, that movie sucked. And that's just like something that, I thought was gonna be scary and it wasn't. So, like I feel like that if one goes into a movie like this expecting it to be super scary, I was laughing pretty much throughout the entire thing.
Yeah.
It's a very funny movie. It's actually more funny than the first one. So I thought that there was a lot of great jokes. And this cast, holy shit, their chemistry is off the fucking chains. You can tell that they just had so much fun making this movie, both of these movies. But their chemistry really shines like when they're sitting down and they're talking. And like, you said earlier, I appreciated the fact that we got to see more of these characters in this movie and how they kind of played more of a integral role to the plot. And Tree was just kind of there helping him. Because let's face it, when we first meet Tree in Happy Death Day, this group right here would not be it. It just wouldn't. You would never see her with a group of people like this.
No.
And I even liked how Carter was like, encouraging her, like, when she figured out something, he was like, oh my God, like, like you did it. Like, that's like super awesome or whatever. And you could just see her like being like, you could tell she wanted to kiss him right there too, but she also knew, see, again, former Tree wouldn't give a fuck if he was with Danielle or not. Like if she wanted him,
Obviously.
she would go after him. But like, that again, that to me was showing that she learned so much from the first one that, she was easy to watch in this one. So
Yeah. But she does give him shit kind of throughout, but he doesn't understand why. She's like, why would you be with her? He's just like, what? It just like comes out of nowhere, which I love because she like that little bit of there is still in her, which I love because that's what I love about her is like her like snarkiness. I love it. So when she would still kind of do those, or like when she's like going off on Ryan, or just pretty much everyone, I love when we get to see those moments still because she's not completely like an angel. Because I don't want to watch that honestly.
Yeah.
I like that she still has a little bit of a feisty side to her.
She does. That first conversation, that first conversation when they're sitting in the cafeteria, and she literally is like, scaring Ryan. He goes, dude, tell your girlfriend to stop scaring me. Oh, she's not my girlfriend. She just looks at him. He goes, are you
immediately.
my girlfriend? She goes, kinda. Like, and just his little face, like his like little smile afterwards. Like I just loved it. Like, you know,
Makes you want to scream.
Yeah. And then that whole thing happens, and you know, but I love that scene with her telling him how they're together in the other dimension. And I'm like, that's just so awesome. And he's just kind of like, you know, wait, what? Like, you know, and like I like how him and her mom kind of gave her the exact same type of advice, you know, that one I feel like would need to hear. And it's that, you know, life is about making hard choices. You have to make difficult choices. There's a really good message in this movie. It's not just a sci-fi. It's not just a horror. There's a message to be had within this movie, and that is that life is pretty much the decisions and the choices that you make even during the hardest times, you know. And I think that just like watching that play out on screen, and watching Tree kind of go through this emotional journey, which she definitely has more emotion that she presents in this movie than she did in the first one, specifically because of the whole her mom is alive element. But it all works for the better part of the story because, you know, it really, I didn't expect to have this movie put me in my feels as much as it did. Like I was sitting there and I was like, I feel like if I was like watching this with a group of friends, I'd be the only one tearing up. And like, you know, I'm not afraid to show my emotions when I watch a movie. So
Shouldn't. I can cry at fucking anything. It could be a sweet commercial I'll be watching like on YouTube or something, and I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta wipe my tears.
yeah.
When it comes to watching stuff, I can start crying at just about anything. I can cry watching a show that I've never even watched before. I'll just start crying. Don't care. I can't help it. I feel things.
Yeah. I mean, and again, I didn't expect to, you know, like part of me was just sitting there. I'm like, am I tearing up right now? I'm tearing up right now. What the fuck? I'm like, I didn't think this was this kind of movie, you know? But yeah, like, I mean, overall, I have a great time with this movie. I think that I don't know how much more there is to be said about it other than the fact that it's got a good story. It's got good character building moments. Like it's pretty much just extensions of what we had seen in the first one. We just get to know some of the other characters a lot more. And then there are the two new characters, the two new science geeks that were kind of very funny. I love the one kid, like he's like, if I get expelled, my parents are gonna hang me by my nutsack. And then the girl was like, yeah, mine too, minus the nutsack.
Or like whenever, because like they're loading up Sissy and it like malfunctions because there's a virus, and she's like, have you been watching porn on the computer or like the lab computer again? And he's like totally
no.
watching porn.
Yeah, totally, 100%. That shit causes viruses. Not that I know. So you know,
sounds like you know.
I don't know anything. I don't.
I don't know.
So
I don't watch porn, but if you do you?
I'm not admitting to anything. I've never said that I've watched.
We caught it here, folks, live on camera.
I've never said anything. Not one. I've never admitted to watching it.
Roll the clip.
What
I'm gonna,
clip?
Like, edit it.
There's no.
Y'all
want me to roll the clip? Because
no,
I have clips from me fucking up some kids in Call of Duty today.
God.
That's
Is this
for
what
sure.
We're doing?
I'm gonna be like, who wants to see my gaming stats right now?
Who wants to see it?
Who wants to see how good I am? Who wants to come challenge me? Let's go.
I'll play some Fortnite.
You trying to play? We can play.
I'll play. I'm gonna snipe your ass.
You ain't gonna do shit. You would be on my team.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
Friendly fire, dickhead.
Well, I'll be the sniper.
You'll be no. I'm the sniper. I'm good at sniping.
I'm good at sniping. It's pretty amazing. Found something I'm good at.
Yep. Well, I'll be the judge of that. So,
Ding.
you know, we'll have to play one night. You'll have to come on. I'm actually playing tonight, so I'm gonna be on Fortnite. That's like my late night game is Fortnite.
Fortnite.
So, Yeah, me and my buddies, we won 7 straight games the other night. Victory
Dang.
royales in 7 straight games.
You know, I did win one time a victory royale. Actually, I think I've done it twice, but I remember that first time. I have a screenshot of it still or I took a picture of it because I was so proud of myself. So I'm pretty decent, not to
Yeah.
scare anyone.
Wow. Well, everyone go shoot up Destiny in Fortnite. So
That's not very nice.
no, I'm kidding. She's definitely gonna snipe your ass and
Yeah, I'm gonna be in the trees. That's what I like to do. Hide on the tree. Ding.
All right,
Just
well,
do it.
make sure that when the storm comes that you take off. So
Yeah,
you can't be in the storm very much. So
I know the storm gives me anxiety. I hate it.
yeah, no, I feel that. Like I honestly, well, if you like play with us one night, like we have a very specific strategy as to how we go about doing it, and that's why we win. So, there's a
Oh, I don't.
strategy to it.
Yeah, usually I just
Like
shoot.
you land in different areas, and then it's like, I just go for the gun right away, and then normally there's
Yeah,
somebody that I just down within like the first like 10 seconds, and I'm just like, oh, he's trash. Like,
trash.
oh, he's bad. So
Probably like a 6-year-old. You fucking loser.
well, oh my god, we were playing like I was right next to my buddy Rocky, and we were both running in like the middle of like we were running towards something, and this dude just runs right by, doesn't even try to shoot us. He has a gun, runs right by us, and we're just like, yo, I don't know what the fuck this kid was just doing, but this is like clearly a 6-year-old playing because
I gotta
like,
get out of here.
yeah, like I mean, it looked like he was just running in circles, and like we're just like, oh well, we just ruined that kid's entire experience. So there's that.
My favorite is when you just find someone who probably just like left their controller and they're just standing there, just like, hello, and then you just shoot them. Might as well. Those are my
Yeah.
favorite because you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
What are
you're just
you in
like,
real life doing right now?
like to where you're just standing there. It's like
Just
so you
standing,
just like
just
kind of
chilling.
come up. Like my favorite is to like get the kill, down them, and just like go like dance on them or whatever.
Oh,
Like I'm just like
or
I'm
you know
sitting there.
that
Yeah,
my boyfriend, his favorite one was just to do the toilet paper.
yeah,
How you could just
yeah,
because that would piss people off if you just do the toilet paper.
yep, yep. So I mean, like or sometimes what we'll do is like I'll down him, and like my buddy Missile, he'll like pick him up and he'll go on top and just throw him off of something. It's so embarrassing. It's so bad. But man, we really put these kids in their place. That's for sure.
One time I convinced someone that my name was Danielle.
Danielle.
Just for the fucks of I kept lying to him. I just lied to him a lot. It was pretty fun.
Wow.
Sometimes lying is fun.
Is that when the chat was actually like enabled? Because like I don't think you could hear party chats or anything like that anymore.
It was, yeah. Because my boyfriend, he was playing, and he was like, "Hey, talk to this kid." And so I just put on the headphones and I talked to him the entire. And I was also acting like I was playing, so I had no idea really what the fuck was going on. He's like, "Dude, come over here." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm on my way. I'm just sitting here watching." But we could talk to him. I mean, I told him my name was Danielle. I just, because he kept trying to get my Instagram, and I was like, no. He's like, you're going to kill me. I was literally like, have you ever seen Joyride? And he was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm good. I don't need you tracking me down. He's like, give me your Instagram. I was like, guess my name, and I will. And I just said my name was Danielle.
Danielle.
Yeah.
Plot twist, that kid's watching the stream right now, and he's gonna like he's gonna look in the bio and see your socials, and he's gonna be like, well, there she is.
There she is.
Yep. So, and then he's gonna notice that you're super into horror movies and be like, yeah, I'm probably good.
We were kind of talking about horror because it was on Halloween night that this was happening, because I had like Halloween 3 in the background playing. And then Halloween got brought up, and then we talked about Halloween Kills for a little bit. and he said it was trash. And I was like, well, okay, yeah.
You're
Yeah,
like, well, you're not
fair enough.
you're not technically wrong. So
Yeah, I was
you
like,
know.
you got a point.
Yeah, you're like, I can't really say like you're like, you gotta if you want me to shit talk you, you gotta say something worse than that, you know?
Yeah, give me
Like,
some
I mean,
credit.
come
I was
into
just
the
like,
chat and call me a fucking bitch or something like that first, like get my
exactly.
blood boiling, and then we'll actually have a party, like, you know.
One time there was, because that he said he was like older. He didn't sound like a kid, you know.
Mhm.
One time there were these kids though that I was playing with, and they were asking me all kinds of weird questions. Because like Bailey was right there too, and they asked me if I had a dildo, and I was just like, why are you asking me that? You're like 12. I can hear it in your fucking voice.
That's just like those fucking kids that are just like, honestly, that sounds like me in middle school. Like during
Sex.
the like sex. Like, you know, like
Literally. I was
just
just like,
like
I'm not gonna amuse y'all.
like yeah, like I don't fucking know. That's ridiculous. But honestly, like I say it's ridiculous, but like it's not like I didn't fucking do that like in like middle school. Like when Modern Warfare 2 came out, man, those party chats were the worst. They were horrible. Like it was just nonstop sex talk, all that shit. Like
Dick.
yeah, dick. You could say dick and the whole fucking party would be like, yeah. Like they'd laugh like chain smokers. Like they'd all just like
Literally.
be like,
The
someone say it
funniest
again.
thing they've ever heard in their
Say,
fucking
yeah,
life.
say dick again. Call me a dickhead. Just say it. Like, I don't fucking know. But yeah, like it's not as fun anymore. Like you can literally, Zach, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? He said, "Look who it is. Notice me now." There you
So
go.
needy.
I always just wait for him to message twice. Like, you know, he'll say hey, and then I just like wait for him to send some shit in. So sorry,
That's
Zach.
me too, though.
Love you,
If you don't
buddy.
notice me in your streams, I'm like, what the fuck?
I know. Like I've seen that a couple times. Destiny's the exact same way. She's like, hi, and then it's just like, notice me.
Literally, notice me.
And I'm
I'm your
just like,
co-host.
and I'm just secretly like, go fuck yourself in my
Literally, like when you
opinion.
and Chad were doing that stream, I was like, I swear to God, if you don't fucking read my comment, I'm going to lose my shit. Hello. I have
Next
no
time,
shame.
next
I
time
don't
I'm
care.
just next time I'm just not gonna do it. I might silently do it. I'll just go, and you'll just know I'm talking to you. I'll just be
Literally.
like, I'll like do like the yes man, the hi.
I don't know if I've seen Yes Man. Doesn't that have
Really?
Paul Rudd?
No, it's Jim Carrey. It's like when he does like the tape thing like around his face. Yeah. Yes, man. Great
What
movie,
am I thinking
honestly.
of? I don't know.
Paul Rudd. Yeah, what the fuck are you thinking about?
I don't
Doing
know
role
because now
models?
there's a Bob's Burgers joke in my head, and I can't remember what movie it's now because regular size Rudy, he's dressed like Paul Rudd from a movie, and I thought it was Yes Man. What is it fucking called? I don't know, because he's in like a gray sort of like sweater with like a little white collar and like blue jeans. And they're like, and he's like, I'm Paul Rudd from whatever. And they're like, that's a little, and he's like, iconic, I know.
Oh, here it is. Good Reel just says, was it I Love You, Man? That's probably it.
You know what? I think that is what it is.
I think I Love You, Man does have Paul Rudd in it. Let me look.
Does that also have that one guy?
Who?
Um,
You can't just say that one guy.
I don't know his name.
How many times have you fucking said that on this show? I think you've said it like once a week. That one guy. What one guy?
The guy from How I Met Your Mother. Or is that
Jason,
Forgetting
or,
Sarah Marshall? I don't know. No, wait. Forgetting Sarah. I need to stop talking.
That
I
was
don't fucking
Forgetting
know.
Sarah Marshall, but it does have Jason Segel in it as well. And it has Paul Rudd, and it has Andy Samberg and Jon Favreau, J.K. Simmons. Yeah. I think you're right. So
some stuff.
yeah, but here let's catch up here with the comments. I don't want to leave these guys hanging. So, you know, thank you guys so much for being a great audience throughout the show. I've seen you guys commenting. Whipped Cream Head, what's going on, man? How are you? Marsha asked if we have seen the new Halloween movie. Yes, we have. We actually did a drink along that you can go watch on the channel right now. Feel free to
I'm
drink
wearing
along
this
with
exact same sweater in that video.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
by the end of it, Destiny looked completely dead. So, you know.
Because I was.
Bacon, what's up, man? If you're still in here. Let's see here. Shaheem says, Happy Death Day to You was the only Happy Death Day film I've been lucky to see in theaters on Valentine's Day, the day that it came out. It remains my favorite theater viewing experience of all time. Wow, that's good. I mean, Happy Death Day to You. I mean, it's definitely good, and I definitely think that it is I wish I would have seen it in the theater.
Me too.
For sure. He says, yeah, I passed the app chemistry. So from 21 Jump Street, you know, that was back when we were talking about
Oh, yeah.
21 Jump Street. App chemistry, bitch. Like, Chad says, Braden, you still burnt. No, I'm not. I've pretty much lost my tan because it's been so cold here. The alternate ending from the first one gave that away for To You. I've never seen the alternate ending for Happy Death Day. Have you?
Neither. No, unless was the alternate ending, was that when the wife was the killer or something?
I don't know. What
feel
did
like
I just say? I just said I hadn't seen it.
Motherfucker. I think that was brought up in the first episode that we did. Because I remember someone bringing up something about, yeah, I think someone brought that up from
Anybody
the
who's a
first
Marvel
video.
fan here, I'm gonna pull a Drax. I'm gonna be like, I wasn't listening. I was thinking of something else. Like, you know, just the chain smoker laugh. Like, yeah, I know that was just so unfunny. I don't even know how I'm gonna ever emotionally recover from that. So, you know, you wipe the look right now. Otherwise, I'm gonna freaking
wipe that face off your face.
Yeah, you wipe the damn look.
Hereditary. I said that and I was just like, where is that from? Hereditary. Did you see that they're making a fucking Joe Exotic TV show? Like a reenactment sort of TV show?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, but I don't know if I think it's going to be more focused on Carol Baskin because she's the one that I saw the most from the trailer. And it has the lady from Saturday Night Live. I don't know her name, but if you saw her, you know who I'm talking about. She was also in Masterminds. She plays like the awkward girl that Zach Galifianakis takes all those pictures with. I saw that today on YouTube that's going to happen. I was just like, what?
Interesting.
Yeah, so if y'all are into that. I didn't watch Joe Exotic. I just saw the memes.
Wow. Honestly, you want to know what I think is even more disturbing? I just saw this yesterday. That they're fucking making a live action adult Timmy Turner.
I saw that.
Movie. How fucked up does that look? It looks so bad. It looks so bad. Wanda and Cosmo look like they're fucking stickers, just like
literally
blasted. Like it literally just feels like they just took photoshops of Cosmo and Wanda, put them right next to this guy that looks like he's on mega drugs, and like. And honestly, I grabbed popcorn, kicked my feet up, and just fucking started reading the comments.
And let me get ready for this.
The comments are so funny. If nobody's seen this yet, look it up on comicbook.com's Instagram and just read all of the comments. I promise you, it's worth every penny. It's so funny. And this show, the fact that Paramount decided to invest money into something like this blows my fucking mind.
Well, what did Paramount just release not that long ago? iCarly. The iCarly revival that is an adult version of iCarly because I watched the first season. I think they're done shooting the second season. So they probably saw that did pretty well. They're trying to do this, but like it's not...
Okay, but iCarly was a live action show to begin with. It wasn't a cartoon that's now like this kid or this man looks like he should be like 100. He shouldn't be within 100 yards of a park, a school. he looks like he should be at a fucking drugstore, like at like maybe a dispensary and like just selling shit there. Like, that's what he looks like. I mean, it's
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pass on this one.
yeah, like I mean that it's bad. It looks horrible. Like I just genuinely can't and Fairly Odd Parents is one of my favorite
Yes.
cartoons growing up. I love that show. And my childhood honestly was like about ruined when I saw that image yesterday. I was just like that's like one of those like things like where you're scrolling through Instagram and you have to like double take what you just saw. Like you scroll past something and then you're like, wait, what the fuck did I just see? And you go back up and I just about paused and I was just reading this caption like there's no chance that this is real right now.
Yeah. Oh, and Brandon said, remember that really bad Grow Up Timmy Turner movie? Well, here you go. Wasn't that the one with Drake Bell in it? Because I know there was already a live action movie and Drake Bell plays Timmy Turner.
Really?
Which I did not watch.
See, I've never seen that. And I didn't even know that existed. And there's probably a good reason for that.
Oh, and it has the girl that plays from Victorious, that plays Trina Vega, Tori Vega's sister. She's also in the Drake Bell movie.
Like it just like how do pitches like this get across as many desks as it does? I don't get it. And then it's like they start seeing it, and the fact that they actually took to the internet to share a first look at it, the way it looks. I'm just sitting. I'm like this. It looks like it could have been done at anybody's house, and like, I have no words as to what Hollywood does with some stuff right now. Like, and it just blows my mind because some stuff is really good, and other shit is just like this, where studios are just fucking throwing money at it, kind of like with the new Home Alone movie, like on Disney Plus, the Home Sweet Home Alone. You've never seen Home Alone, right? Like, I'm not crazy.
I've seen the first two. Did you watch the new one or no?
The one on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
No, I didn't want to. I saw that it has like a 2.8 IMDb rating, and I'm just like, I'm good on that. Like,
I watched a video. One of the YouTubers I watch, he did like a video about it. Yeah, no, because I don't know, like it seemed more sad than anything. Because like the reason why these people are trying to still is because like they need money to like save their family, but then they're getting fucking brutally beat the fuck out of, and it's just like, oh, this isn't fun. It's not like they're like mean bad guys, like they're doing this because they need money to save their family, not just fucking doing it to do it. Skip it. Watch the video if you want to.
No, I might honestly do that, but I don't need to know anything about that I already don't know. So, you know, I mean,
it's the guy from the Jeremy Renner app video that I sent you.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of them.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Danny Gonzalez.
Yeah, I mean, there are just some things that I don't need to know exists, and I'm not going to lie, comicbook.com, while they are a good, reliable source with news, I wanted to unfollow them for sharing that first look image like of the Timmy Turner live action thing.
Said, all right, and block.
I was like, this is not something I needed to know existed. And, yeah. So there's that. I'm sorry if I ruined anybody's childhood. Mine was ruined. So if mine's ruined, I might as well just ruin everybody else's, right? So that's it's a thing. I think it's a thing. So
if you're gonna suffer, everyone's gonna suffer.
If I gotta suffer, everyone's coming the fuck down with me. So,
exactly.
Like if I die, this world's coming with me. Like that's it.
Very much like Tree in this movie. She said, "If I'm going, you're going with me." And then they both die. So. Yep.
So, I don't know. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. My brain was like scattered for a second, just but I'm back. I'm here. I think I was in an alternate dimension. Now I'm back.
God.
I know, right?
Spooky.
I know. Like movies like this just like have me question. So many different things. Like is there an alternate dimension? Is there another me out there? Is there another you? Like, honestly, like I walked out of like I'm gonna say this again when we talk about it. Guys, just so you guys know, part of our summer lineup we talked is Get Out and Us leading up to Nope. But I will say this during Us again. Like I walked out of Us and I was just like walking around and I just like stopped and I was just like, I wonder if there's another version of me right underneath the ground right now in this exact spot. And if he's walking exactly like me and if he's going to find me one day and we're going to have this like big war, you know, that's where my brain goes. You know, movies to me, like I know like Destiny's just sitting there and I'm just like, she's like, why the fuck am I doing a show with this guy right now?
They're like, dude, I don't know about all that. Maybe not under the ground. I don't know about that.
I wasn't even high. I wasn't even high.
Wasn't even high. I wasn't
high. I wasn't drunk. I was just standing outside and just stood there and I was questioning everything I just saw. And I was just like, yeah.
Yeah. That is definitely a high thought though. Just what if there's another me?
Yep.
That's all you say. There's a certain movie that I don't even want to say the title of the movie because I feel like if you know how do I word this? For me, the surprise of the movie is that it's a time loop movie. But I don't want to say the title because I don't want to give that away. But there's a really good movie that you need to watch that I will eventually tell you without telling you, I guess. It's from 2009. I'll give you that.
2009. It's a time loop movie?
Yes.
Okay. But you can't tell me the title?
Because I feel like that gives it away, you know? Like the fact that you know it's a time loop movie.
Okay. Oh,
gives
but
it
the
away.
surprise. So you're saying like the surprise of the movie is the time loop?
There's way more. That's like a surprise, but there's so much more surprises that have to deal with this movie.
Then it shouldn't really give anything away, should it?
I don't know.
Just text me what it's called and I'll look.
Here. This is your hint.
The Butterfly Effect?
No.
What are you trying to do right now? Is that an A?
No.
The Triangle? I suck at charades, so if you're trying to do like, you know, what I suck at charades.
No, that means you got it right. What?
Oh, it's just called Triangle?
Yes, it's just called Triangle. You freaking beat it out of me.
I didn't beat it out of you. I asked you one time and you just started giving a hint, like
because you have to use that big brain energy. But
yes, yeah, it's 8:30 at night right now. I'm not really on big brain energy. That normally starts at like when I wake up and have coffee.
Well, I need you to end the stream and go watch Triangle right now.
I'm not ending the stream. I'm going to fuck people up in Xbox again. So
right now, because you're gonna be like, what?
I will watch it. What's it on?
Tubi.
Tubi.
Yep.
I still got to download Tubi too. So, you know, but yeah. Anyway, now that Destiny and I have once again, we did good tonight. We stayed on track for a while tonight, honestly, before like, I think it was like at the end, like when we were done with everything, we just kind of BS the rest of our way.
Yeah. Like what, the last 30 minutes? Yeah.
Yeah, about, you know, but yeah, guys, hope you guys had a great time in the chat tonight. Thank you guys all for being here. I see we have some, latecomers. Jeffrey Miller, what's going on, man? Matthew D, how are you? Thank you guys for being here and listening in. 5-star, what's going on? Yeah, whatever you guys' thoughts are, be sure to leave comments on Happy Death Day to you. Let us know what you guys think. Destiny and I both really enjoyed this. This was fun because it was a first-time watch. We both watched it today, and you know, I thought that it was a lot of fun. I had a blast with this movie, and I'm very much looking forward to watching it again. I normally try and watch Happy Death Day at least once a year, and now I'm excited that I'm going to add this. Like, I'm probably now from here on out going to watch them both back to back, just because it's such a damn fun time. So, you know, I'm going to say again, I'm actually going to say that this one, and I'm probably going to up the other one to pumpkin smashing because I just have so much fun with both of these. So that's like my highest rating. That's an A for both of them. I think that it's a good concept, like to do with horror and everything. And the first one is definitely more horror embedded, at least horror slasher embedded, I should say.
Yeah.
The second one's not. But either way, I don't care. I had so much fun with this movie. So, you know, Destiny, what are your closing thoughts on it?
Yep, loved them both. Really happy I finally watched this one because it's been on my watch list for a while, especially because I did love that first one so much. Happy I finally did. Got it off my list. Definitely going to change my ranking after this. I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5 as well. So I love them both pretty much equally. I can't wait to watch them again, like you said. Actually, I rented it because I just never got around to ordering the Blu-ray. Definitely going to have to do that after this and maybe watch it again before my 48 hours are up. So looking forward to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, loved them.
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, thank you so much for the chat, for being here. And if you guys are listening or watching this later on in the future, be sure to leave your comments. Let us know what you guys think about the film. And don't forget to join this channel on its journey to 10,000 subscribers. We're getting pretty damn close. So, we will see you guys Monday, I believe, is the next show. Monday night, I think we got Cherry Falls, Monday, February 28th. That is technically our first episode for the March lineup because it takes place during the week of March. So that's going to be the one episode next week, and then we'll be going through March. The March lineup is in my community section. You guys can go check that out. And it's also on the Fear Freaks Facebook. If you guys don't follow us on Facebook or Instagram or anything, make sure you guys do so. And we will see you guys Monday night for Cherry Falls. Have a great weekend, guys, and good night.
Good.